All right, good morning, guys. We got several different things moving this morning. ANCN right now, breaking this downtrend pretty hard, up to $5 almost. Looks like it's going to try to test 5 here in a second. See OCX not doing anything. I'm going to take it off. AXVL coming up a little bit. There's a couple of different things. This had a quick pop, but it looks like this is probably a pump and dump. Good morning, Dan. So that's still going sideways. VUZI with a little pop. High of the year is 531. Interesting. And then I actually swung BCDA, making back a little bit of the loss on BCDA yesterday. I got it down here like 420 in after hours. You can see there's a little profit there. So I end up being a decent little swing. Let's see. Okay, now we can see the downtrend a little better. We got basically the downtrend's at 5. So if this could break 5, could get going. EVLX kind of has a triangle here on the 5-minute. They met their primary endpoints on whatever drug trial they were in. If this breaks that 630 area, see 650, 664. So you can see we're getting to the tippy of this triangle on this 5-minute. Let's see what else we got. So ANCN there. Okay, so BCDA has cracked its little thing, so I'm gonna get out of BC. I'm gonna take that off. And then a couple of these look like they were pump and dumps. VUZI still climbing. Keep an eye on AVXL here. It did just bounce from 570 up to 630, so that is a 60-cent move. Could have been all it had. Let's see here though. Give it a chance to start doing its thing. I see buyers pushing it up. Not a ton of volume on this, but when it gets volume, sent pre-market, it ran. It ripped dollars, so it can rip. It does have good PR. Let's see. Yeah, so it's positive phase 2, basically. Female patients with Rett syndrome. And VUZI is still climbing. I missed a good entry on that though, so I'm not gonna rush into that. What's up, Daniel B? Good morning, buddy. I'm going. Starting to pop up here. A little bit of buying volume starting to come in. See up to 635. See if volume keeps pushing in here or not. Says 640 is a little resistance. Not moving quite as fast as I thought it was going to start moving, but give it a couple of seconds here to see if it's going to keep pushing up or not. I want this trend line to kind of hold the bottom of this triangle. So we definitely want 625 to hold its bottom support. A little sketchy at the moment. Let's see what this looks like on the 15 real quick here. Okay. So it's struggling to get back above 630, starting to let's see, 620 is going up, 620 cracking. I'm not going to hold this much longer if this keeps cracking. See that resistance right across there is holding up. We're starting to curl a little bit on the 5 minute. See if this can hold above 6 here. If it cracks much lower, it's not going to do anything. So 605. Let's see if those buyers hold that up. Ooh, nope, starting to crack 6. Let's see if it can stay above 6. Okay, so there's the see, buyer's trying to hold it above 6. It really needs to hold above 6. Looks like we are getting a little double bottom possible pivot here. This is AVXL, One Life. This needs to get back above 6. It's still cracking. I'm holding just a little bit just to make sure I'm not getting shook out of this before it goes on a rip, but it may cost me to do that. We'll see. It's pretty risky to do that, but you see kind of a bounce there off this trend line back above 6. Let's see if it can keep slowly pushing back up to the top of that resistance. Getting pushed right back down though. A little bit of selling coming through right here. So really testing that $6 support. Actually going to redraw this trend line a little bit. Make it a little bit more accurate. Right there's kind of the trend line. This downtrend on the 1 minute is what it's getting held up at. It needs to break that real soon. Let's see, it hit it there and there on the top of that candle. Starting to break that downtrend a little bit, but that's what we want to see. We want to see that downtrend break. You can see still a little testy. My dog's acting like a rooster for some reason. I don't know why he's going crazy. And you can see, still not getting over that downtrend. We're still testing that 6. That's a little sketchy. This may crack. No, the cops are not at the door. Hopefully not. I haven't done anything. AVRN $12 climb. It's a pretty good climb. It did kind of break that downtrend. It needs to come up a little bit higher. It needs to get up above these guys if it's going to come back alive here. Above these two candles. Get back in that 610, 615 area. You can see it did it there, and the 9, it's getting held up at the 9, so we need to see it break above the 9 here real soon. Let's see, where's the 9 at? The 9's at, and basically it just needs to get back above 615. Ooh, getting pushed down there again. A lot of selling pressure on this in this area. Which is a little bit surprising because, I mean, this thing sold off. Almost a $4 sell-off. So I was kind of expecting buyers to come back in. They still might, but it's got to get above that 615. Get back above the 9 EMA. Come back alive here. Okay, decent sized buy there at 605, so that's good to see. We're starting to see a little bit of buying come back in. getting held up at 610. A bit of selling coming back through. Ooh. Okay, buyers are trying to push us back above 6. It's got to hold above 6 at this point. And you see a decent buyer there coming in at 6. Yep. Got to stop testing this $6 support. Says the buyers there trying to hold up 6. They keep coming in, but they'll give up if this keeps testing. It needs to get off that. We need to start getting back up towards these areas and testing this top resistance, or this is going to crack. See, here we go, testing this 6 again. Yeah, see the buyers are starting to stack at 6, so as long as they can hold that up. And all of them just got taken out. All of them. And this looks like this may crack. It's getting real close. It's getting real weak at the moment. Actually, see on the 1 minute, there's the 1 minute downtrend where it's getting pushed down from. A lot of selling coming in here. There's been a lot of bag holders and shorters still in this to try to hold us down. I didn't think there'd be this much selling pressure. See a lot of sellers are at 5.95 trying to keep us below 6. See if it can pop back above 6 here in this last. Got close on that candle to getting back above 6. Let's see if it can come back up. Yeah, 6 ought to be pretty strong support. You can see right across these candles right there, it was resistance. That's kind of where the bottom of the daily candle is at, is that $6 area. So it should be pretty strong support. But it may not be, and that's what I'm saying. If it cracks 6, it's gonna probably drop. 550 is actually even better support. If it drops all the way down to 550, it's not gonna do anything. We'll see. I'm kind of risking the biscuit here, holding as long as I am, but I'm not risking too much money. But as far as share wise, or as far as percentage wise, okay, you can see it's starting to push back up again. Did just break that 1 minute downtrend. Ooh, maybe it didn't. Let me draw that 1 minute downtrend back again, because it looked like it was going to pop and then it got pushed right back down. Gotta get all these sellers out of here. All these sellers and shorters gotta get out of this thing. It's not moving. It's not moving extremely fast, but if it can get back up to this resistance and start breaking and bigger buying volume can come in, it could start moving, because it's not a, I mean, these are not the biggest volume bars that are moving this around. Like, see, like the biggest one is only 165,000. So if big buying volume was to come into this, like a million volume in one candle, this thing would rip pretty hard. Let's see, we did break that downtrend on the 1 minute there. I'm just gonna redraw the trend line, the uptrend here, about right there. Needs to get back above the 9. 9's at 609 now, so it just needs to break above 610 here soon. And it's looking like it's going to form a big triangle. Ooh, a big buyer just came in there at 608, 49,000 shares. That should start pushing this back up some. Still getting hung up on the 9. See, we got 8 seconds for us to close. Let's see if it can close over 610 and close above the 9. Be even better if it could get above 615 here in this last. Well, never mind. Did close above the 9, so let's see if it can stay above the 9. Decent sized little buyer there. 612. Another buyer, another decent size. So we're getting some decent sized buyers coming in now. We may have got all the sellers out of the way. That last little bit here, but it looks like it's going to try to get back up to that resistance. If it can get back and test that resistance, then it can. We can see if it'll get going. I'd like to see 615 start holding that support. Let me see. Let me take a look and see where our next resistance is going to be if we do break this. So probably about 675 it looks like. That's 670. So if it can break at 630 area, then it's got room to 670, and then after that it's really got kind of got the sky to run. Another big buyer here, 42,000 shares in at 620. We might see this start to move. If these big buyers keep coming in and pushing this up, we might get this breakout here. And there's 12,000 shares. Whew, look at these buyers coming in. Need to see this volume keep increasing into this 630 resistance area. And see these buyers keep moving up on the bid. Oh, and then they all just took their orders out. So a little shenanigan going there because there wasn't enough selling to take all them out. I think they just pulled the rug out from under it. That's all. So 625 is acting as a little resistance too. And there's another big buyer back in here, 614, 39,000 shares. So 615 is starting to try to hold as support. Coming right back up to that 625, getting a little bit of a spread. I got about a 6-cent spread on the level 2 there. Need to see these buyers move it pushed above 625 here. So got rejected again at 625 there. So still a bit of selling pressure in this, trying to keep it down. We know resistance is at 625 and 630. That area right through there. Got a little 5-cent resistance wall to get through. Needs to get that 625 sooner. It's going to come back down to this bottom of the triangle at the 605 area. BCDA looks good. Yeah, I swung BCDA, but I already sold out of it. I got it yesterday in after hours at 420 something. And then I sold it this morning. As soon as I woke up, I saw it was up. It's close to $5. Big buyer just came up over 625. We're coming up to the resistance now. This is going to be the key area for this to break. And that big buyer just got taken out at 625. You can see we're starting to get a little wild here right below this resistance. Testing it, getting pushed back down. Buyers trying to push it back up, getting a little wild. I need to see volume increase into this resistance. If we get the buying volume increase into this resistance here, then we should start to see a breakout. But we did get rejected there. But just like when it tested $6 support down here, we need to keep hitting this 630, 625, 630 resistance. See, we're still getting held up at 625. We got a little triangle into 625 on the 1 minute. Yeah, so that little triangle cracking down, so, whoops. At this point, though, we want 615 to hold. Let's draw this little downtrend on the 1 minute because we want to see that break soon. 615 is trying to hold. Got 30 seconds on this 5 minute candle to try to close above 615. What was that on One Life? So it did hold above the 9 and 615. Now let's see if we start to get the push or not. Oh, PFE swing. Yeah, well, you know, just because they look good, sometimes they don't work out. So we did crack that 615. or at least still testing it. The 9 is still trying to hold up on the 5 minute. Nine's at what, 611? We're just a wallering right now in the 615 to 625 area. Oops, put that the wrong way. This 1 minute downtrend needs to break right here. Need to see that buying volume come in like it was back here again. Some of those big buyers and stuff. And now buying volume is real light at the moment. Real light. Oh, and then it just cracked down to the bottom of the triangle. As long as the bottom of the triangle holds, though, it's still gonna have a chance. Looks like another thumb down today. We'll see, Daniel B. We'll see. I will close the position when the pattern breaks down or up. The pattern has not broke one way or the other yet. We're still just consolidating up into the tip of this triangle, so we're not quite to the tippy yet. How's it look on the 15 minute? And starting to crack the bottom of this triangle a little bit. On the 15 minute, it is below the 9. So still a little bearish. This 9's at 620, so it needs to get back above 620. See, let me redraw the bottom of that downtrend. There we go. Yeah, that's why I said it needs to get back above that 9 EMA on the 15 because it's still bearish on the 15-minute chart, and that's right at 620, so it's got to get back above 620. I mean, whether I'm looking at the 15 and the 5 minute or what, like I know it has to stay above 615. It has to stay above this line, but it needs to get above 625 and 630. That's where the major resistance is. That 9 is at 620 on the 15, but I mean it's got to get back up in these areas. and test. Needs to be testing this area. This is where our major resistance is. There you go. There you go, One Life. Check that out. And give me your analysis on it. See a little bit of buyers coming back in here. We're just consolidating. That is all that's going on now. But we want to keep this upward momentum on this consolidation moving up towards 630. I don't like that doji star on the 1 minute. That's a little sketchy. My phone is going off here. See, on the 5 minute, we're below the 9 too. So it's a bit bearish. It needs to get back up. We don't want to be testing the support area. Starting to crack down a little bit. If it cracks now, then that would not be good. You can see buyers did try to push it back up off of $6. We should see another little curl up and one more attempt to try to break 630 before this cracks out. Like this should start to break us 1 minute here, and we should start slowly climbing back up like this and test it again. Whether it'll break or not, I don't know. But if it cracks here, then this is going to be done. This will be too early of a crack on this pattern. I'm in at 630. This little candle here got me. I was looking for it to break right there, and it had a quick pop up to 638, but then it got slammed right back down. Now 20 seconds on this candle to close. Volume is really light at the moment. We didn't have any movement there at all. A little sketchy. A little sketchy at the moment. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying, One Life. It should try to test that 628, 625, 630 area one more time before it cracks out, but it is acting a little weak at the moment. I'm aware, Daniel B., that phase 2 is not that big a deal. But it doesn't really matter what you think. It matters what the rest of the market thinks. So you could be right with the rest of the market. They could decide that it's not worth trading. Yeah, 592. Yeah, then right in that area. You need to see volume increasing. I mean, selling volume has really died off, but we don't really have any buying volume that much buying volume at the moment. We should need to start seeing it coming in. But if we've got all these sellers and shorters out of here now, if all the bag holders are out and buyers start to come back in, we should start to come back up. You go buy a lottery ticket, DB. You go buy lottery tickets. Alright, so we did break out a little 1 minute downtrend. Yeah, yeah. You are accurate, One Life. It does need to make one new high. Our analysis is very similar on this One Life. Very, very similar. Got a bit of a seller there at 613. 4,000 share seller. See if he can get taken out here soon. A little bit of buying coming through there. See if we can starts to get back over 615. So 615 is acting as resistance again instead of support. Earlier it was acting as support. So it really needs to get back over that 615 here soon. Yep. Yep. It is just consolidation. That is what I was saying too. It is consolidation. There's not much excitement going to happen until it gets done consolidating, and it's getting close to that point of being done consolidating. Getting held up there at 615 still. Needs to really get back above 615 here. Really getting held down. Let's see. Okay, 615 looks like it may start to break down now. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. $6.15 really needs to break down. It cannot be getting held up right here like this. And back down to the trend line. Well, there's multiple resistance lines ahead of this. 638 is kind of a, that is one for sure, but it's also got 630 and 625. There's multiple places where this is getting held up at, and 615 as well. But the way the buying volume looked on this candle coming out of it on the open, it bounced off the 9 and looked like it was going to start breaking. So that's why I jumped in right there. I was just trying to get a little bit earlier position before that main break of 638. But you can see it got slammed right back down. I mean, as soon as I got in, it popped up to 638 and then got slammed right back down. So let's see. But I did get in a little too early. Oh, this may crack. May not even get that test back up. That test up here at that major resistance areas. It cracks here, but you see buyers did push it back up. Volume keeps decreasing on this. That's what's concerning me, is volume keeps slowly decreasing off of this. I wonder if anything else is popping up. Cracking that. Bottom of the triangle there. Let's see if 6 can hold up as support, though. 6 should still be pretty strong support. May just have to readjust this to right there. Damn, VUZI all the way up to 559, so that went on a pretty good run. So right here, this is if this candle drops below 6, this is probably going to crack. If it holds above 6, then it has a chance. Ooh. ANCN. I got it on my watch list. I'm trying to keep a little bit of an eye on it. And like One Life said, the key support on this, the last kind of line of support is at 592. We're getting a little close to that. See, there's some buyers there trying to get it back above 6. We'll see if they can or not. If it doesn't get back above 6, though, here soon, then it's definitely going to crack. Yeah, looks like we may crack here. Got a minute for this 5-minute candle to try to get back above 6, which means this candle would have to, if it doesn't close above 6, I would say it's probably done. It's probably going to break down out of this consolidation. It's not looking good. It's knocking on your table desk. I don't know what that means, DB. You speak in riddles, sir. You speak in riddles. It's getting real sketchy. Close your eyes and imagine. Are you singing to me now? Is that what that is? It sounds like a song. Yeah, this looks like this is about to crack. I mean, this is really testing this bottom support. Yeah, getting real weak looking here. Yeah, this is really close to cracking. It looks like it's going to crack. I'm getting real close to getting out of this. There is some buyers trying to hold it, but if more buyers don't come in and selling keeps happening, it's gonna crack. I mean, this is already it's looking real bad at the moment. This is like the last little defensive support. Oh, yeah. Cracking down there. I'm about to get out of this. Well, I've been telling you the whole time, DB, what was going to happen if it cracked. Alright, I'm getting out. So that consolidation cracked down. So selling pressure just too much on this guy. Let's see, let's check out ANCN. ANCN. Kind of a weird pattern on this. Kind of a triangle. Oh, it's kind of some weird consolidation on it, but CSTB. Let's see, let's look at VUZI real quick, see what it's doing here. Still been pretty nice climb on VUZI. I should have been a little more patient, but that's alright. Let's see. ANCN is up 183%. Way up here, kind of in no man's land in the middle of the chart. Very low float. And I got a merger agreement newsletter. Or not newsletter, but press release. A lot of resistance at 450. If it could break 450, it may make another little move up. Airbnb's under 120. Yeah, I'm curious to how much it's going to drop, because I'm wanting to add some to my portfolio once it gets to kind of a bottom level. I knew this was coming out too high, that it wasn't going to go off. That's why I didn't pay too much attention to Airbnb. So we're coming up to that 450 area. Let's see if it starts breaking. So I'm trying to think if I could go 30 shares on this. Maybe get a little something out of it. This is such a funky pattern, but it does have volume. Just needs to break at 450 area, basically. We're gonna buy 100K shares of Airbnb. I don't know if I'd want to buy that many, but I mean, I think with the vaccines and stuff coming out, Airbnb will probably start booming again. Everybody will want to get out on vacation next summer, so I think the valuation of Airbnb was supposed to be like 430 or something, like, or not 430, like in the 40 to 60 range, and then they just IPO'd it way higher for some reason. Oh damn, BCDA with a big pop up. Should have held that a little bit longer. I sold it down here. It looked like it was gonna crack, but man, nice pop up on that. So where we're going, One Life's gonna pay for everybody to go on vacation in Monaco on his yacht. I hope you have a yacht by next summer, One Life. That would be pretty spectacular, man. So we got this little triangle of consolidation on the 1 minute. Right below this resistance at 450. Hey, there you go. I've been all around the country, but I've never been out of the country. RP got a little pop there. See, how's the SPY looking today? SPY having a bit of a sell-off. A little dip in the SPY, so it's probably a mixed market. Yeah, it's still a mixed market. See, Tesla joining the S&P 500 as mother of all stock market events. Okay. I mean, that is cool that Tesla's joining the S&P, but you can see it cracked out of that consolidation there, so it's nothing there yet on ANCN. I got all kinds of little downtrends here. SDLB. Listen, DB. We'll see what happens, all right? I've been in Chicago. I've been all over the country. I've just not been out of the country. One life's gonna be on the beach getting wasted. Easy eye. Little downtrend there. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else that grabs my attention that maybe I can make a little bit off of. Like a little scalp somewhere, but I do not know. Now here real soon, probably, or what I'm hoping this, I'm hoping this week, I'm waiting for a little bit of funds to settle in my Webull account. I'm going to start doing the live trade, Bitcoin, crypto stuff. I'm going to try it out. I'm only going to start with a little bit of money because I've never traded crypto before, so it's going to be a new journey, but that'll be happening real soon. Worst case by next week, but I'm hoping to start this week. And those live streams will be probably in the afternoon. Kind of got to figure out when the volume later in the day is for those cryptos. Is the patient of the dementia? Okay. Alrighty. That was pretty funny. You're a funny guy, DB. You're a funny guy. So what's going on with F-Tech here? F-Tech getting a pop up. No news. What is going on? Get off here. Get out of my way. There we go. No news, so that's a little sketchy. Not sure why that's really running. It was a fuel stock. Or maybe that's why. Fuel stocks may be getting some attention today. Keeping an eye on ANCN and see if it makes like a little cup and handle here. It doesn't look great though. There's not a ton of volume on it at the moment. See OPT, nothing really there. And BCDA, good runs. That was a good call, One Life, on that. On BCDA being a good swing. Remember that drawing, because this trend line may end up holding up. They'd be able to swing it again. Thank you, Daniel B. I appreciate you hitting the like button. I appreciate everybody who's hit the like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Need that engagement. Oh, the Kramer Pump Veru. VERU. That dirty pumper. Huh. Basically, Airbnb is on a pretty strong downtrend. Market's kind of quiet right now. I'm looking at this whole side of my watch list, and there's not a lot of volume really on much. Not a ton of movement. ANCN crackdown, not surprised as high as it was up. I may end up calling it a day here soon if nothing interesting starts happening. How's all the pot stocks been doing? Let's take a look at some of these watch lists here. Let's see, what's gold looking like? Well, all the gold stocks are green, so gold must be up. Let's see these pot stocks. Boy, IIPR is a bad mamma jamma. Look at that thing. Just a beast of a run since March. See, I think yellow, is this the ETF? Yeah, yellow is one of the cannabis ETFs. So not much going on with pot stocks. My watch list is packed with quality stocks. You don't know my what watch list are you talking about? I've got like 40 over here. Well, not 40, but I got a bunch of different watch lists. For the different sectors that I have interest in. Let's see. We're talking about my little day trading watch list. Well, these are penny stocks. We know they're garbage. VZI. Oh, my dividend portfolio. I got a couple of decent ones in there. IIPR is probably my favorite. Because it is making me a decent amount of money. So, I actually, you don't know what my portfolio looks like. Solo, I had a few shares of Solo in the long-term portfolio. I locked out half of those shares though a little while back when it was up quite a bit. I'm still holding a few shares of it, but they're free shares at this point because I done made way more than what my cost is on those off of the other half of the position I sold. And my portfolio is not all dividend stocks either. Like I have some shares of CRISPR. If you don't know what CRISPR is, I suggest you go look into this company because the vaccine for coronavirus is using CRISPR's gene editing therapy technology. But if you look at CRISPR, they're a very interesting gene editing therapy company. And I actually bought CRISPR back. I've got CRISPR in my portfolio at 65 back down here. I think I bought it somewhere in right through here after the market started coming back up. So you don't know about my portfolio, DB. How much they're worth now? CRISPR is all the way up to 148 today. It was at 160 yesterday. Whoops. Then I have some REITs. A couple of different dividend paying REITs that pay nice. MNDO is another stock that I've been holding MNDO for a long time because it pays a high annual dividend. It's like a 10% dividend yield annually. I'm not doing the research for you, DB. You go research CRISPR yourself. Find out what it's about. MNDO, I don't know which stock you're talking about. MNDO, I think, is definitely undervalued long term because they keep paying this annual dividend as a 10% dividend yield and continue like that. It's not a very fast growth company. You can see on the max chart, once they started paying dividends, it's pretty much just been going sideways. So it doesn't really grow much. It was barely affected by COVID. It's not a super growth stock, but they keep paying out this dividend and they're a profitable company, so eventually at some point I think it will start to get some bigger growth. But right now I just think it's undervalued because I don't think a lot of people are aware of this company. It's not the biggest company. It's an Israel information tech company. But I like it. As long as they're paying out a 10% dividend yield, I will continue to hold it and probably add to it when it dips. Yeah, well, that's pretty much what MNDO does. They're pretty much their whole entire earnings goes to the shareholders, so that's why I like it. But like IIPR, this one has a ton of growth. Like IIPR, this company is a very well run company. Like if you go do research on it, like right now, I wouldn't be wanting to buy it way up here at 175. It's probably overvalued at 175 right now, but this is a very well run company. So is CRISPR. CRISPR's got piles of cash, no debt, well maybe a little debt, and then piles and piles of cash. Not a good investment in dividend stocks. I would disagree with that. I would disagree with that, Daniel B. I think dividend stocks, no matter how much money you're invested in them, are dependent on the dividend stock. I'm not saying all dividend stocks, but I mean, if you get in good dividend stocks, then you can beat inflation just off a dividend. So, I mean, if you can make money on 20K shares of a dividend stock, then why wouldn't you be able to make money on 10 shares of a dividend stock? You still get the same dividend payment. It's just not as much. Like that's a moot point there, DB. I think you like I can't agree with you on that at all. I understand exactly how dividend stocks. What are you talking about? You just said they're good if you have 20K shares. Well, because you make you get a dividend payment on 20K shares. Yes, if you got 20K shares of IIRP, then yeah, you're going to be getting 20,000 every quarter off of IRP. So that is good. But even if you only got, one share of IRP, you're still going to get a dividend payment a quarter, which is going to be a dollar something. So you're still going to make $4 return just on dividend payments. There's no difference. The share size doesn't make a difference other than how much you're going to make on it, but you still make money on it whether or not it's a small share size or not. So I don't understand how you're even arguing this. It doesn't make any sense. Like the whole like you got to start somewhere with a stock portfolio, and if you don't have a lot of money, you got to slowly build it up. Well, you don't have a good CPA then. If your tax accountant if your CPA is not doing his job, that's not the dividend stock's fault. That's your fault for hiring a bad CPA. Come on, you should know this. You should, yeah, but you're talking about one aspect of taxes, DB. There's tax write-offs that you can do and all kinds of stuff. There's ways to get around that stuff. You know better than that. I agree with you that it's better to have more shares of dividend stocks. I mean, the more shares you have, the more money you're going to make. But completely saying there's no. That's bad not to hold them. Well, my dog is crazy this morning. Hold on. This dog is crazy. He's a crazy dog. Alright, guys. I'm not seeing much else I really want to try to jump into at the moment. BZI is slowly climbing, but GOVX got a random pop there. That was 10 minutes ago. It's got a random pop, little pump and dump there, probably. Oh. Maybe that's what it was. The CEO was on Fox Business talking about a universal coronavirus vaccine, so it got a little pop there. Actually, let's see. It's a very low float. It's only 3 million in float. Nice, H&H Trader. I'll keep an eye on this. I'm gonna give us a few minutes here. Keep an eye on this because it does have room up to 503. See, it actually is a gap to fill at 376, so we're actually in this little gap to fill. There's a little resistance through there, but possibly could move up to 5. If it keeps getting attention. Having a little bit of a pullback right at the moment. I'm gonna give us a second here and see what happens. See a lot of upper shadows, so definitely some selling pressure. Decent sized buyers at 378. See, I'm gonna wait and see how this 5-minute candle closes. It's got 50 seconds here to close. This could just keep selling off, because it really is kind of a pump and dump. Just because the CEO was on the news talking, but we do have good support right there at 375 though. But 2 indicators, 50 days right at 374. The 9s at like 358. So we are kind of at a bottom support area. You can see it's trying to hold up here. I'm gonna give this a few minutes. This is very low float. That's the only reason why I'm entertaining it, because it's very low float. And this CEO was talking crazy. If more people start to look at this, we could get some attention back into it. We got this downtrend on the 1 minute that needs to break first. Had a big pop the other day too. Went from 3 all the way up to, that was a big pop, 737. And this thing has made some big moves before too. Very big moves. So all the way down to 350 here. Trying to hold the 9. This is interesting. Yeah, the dog, man, he's been going crazy all morning. There's been several different Amazon deliveries, I guess. Probably Christmas presents my wife has ordered. GLSI was the one that went on a big rip the other day, on a massive rip. And it's getting a little attention today. Where'd that stock go? I was just looking at. Oh yeah, it's GovX. Here it is. And it's just selling off right now. Man, that may have been all it had, was that little thing, that little pop. So I'm gonna go through these. Let's watch this really quick. SLS. Alright. AVXL still hasn't completely sold off yet. That looks bad. SOL starting to pop up a little. See, we're coming up to that downtrend. Buyers did push this back up off of 340. Boy, there's a big spread on this. This is like a 10-cent spread. So we got 30 seconds for this 5-minute candle to close. I want to see if it's going to close over the 9 here. Decent sized buyer there at 358. I'm going to go on this. Oh, maybe I'm not. Let's see. 30. There we go. So I grabbed 30 shares of this right here in this area. After that candle closed above the 9. Still could crack below the 9. I'm just going to see if it holds above 350. And I may end up holding this as a swing. That's what I was kind of thinking of. Is I may swing this because of this recent activity it's had. See if it gets another pop-up soon. But it's only 30 shares. So not a whole lot. I don't know if it's going to do anything much else today. Easily could keep selling off, but if it does sell off, I mean, before that little news conference, it was at 330, 325, so it's not that far off from bottom support. So, okay, well, I was going to say, it did crack 350 there, but we got a 10-cent spread between the bid and the ask. Man, see 350 trying to hold up. So yeah, I'm just going to hold this for a little while. today. We'll see what happens with it. It's just kind of a support buy. That's really all it is. Because what I'm looking at is it's kind of curling like this. If it can continue to curl up over the next couple of days, and then maybe break over $5 again, it could probably go on a decent run there. You can see it's pulling back quite a bit. That's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna hold this probably all day because I mean, if it gets much lower than that, that would be kind of crazy, but. I don't think it has too much more to drop, really. It could. It could easily drop down to, back down to these areas of 270, but I definitely wouldn't hold it that long. And still in this downward selling pressure trend too. But I think I'm probably going to call it a day, guys. Because I don't think this is going to do anything here soon. This is, like I said, is most likely going to turn into a swing trade. Depending on what it does the rest of the day, but we'll see. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah, is it Tuesday or Wednesday? What is today? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, okay. Yep. So we'll be back tomorrow morning. Try to give it another shot. So appreciate everybody joining me today. Appreciate all the likes that you guys have hitting that like button. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.